Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome not quite back to Let's Play Fallout 4. This is a little sort of accompanying video I've decided to make, along with the first episode, if you like. I'm just going to sort of talk about the mod setup I've got and that sort of thing, and that's just kind of other waffly kind of preliminary stuff that I usually tend to do at the start of a new series when I'm sitting there on the main menu, but decided not to do this time because I think people quite often do not simply have time for that shit. So I thought I'd split it off into a little separate video here now that we've got the sort of introduction out of the way. And we're standing out here outside Vault 111. So basically, yeah. Welcome to Fallout 4. This is a game that I, for a long time, wasn't really sure if I would ever bother doing a Let's Play series of, actually. But recently, with a few developments that have come along, and having had another look at the game, I decided, you know what, actually, especially now that all the DLC's out and there's a bunch of pretty nice mods for it, screw it, why not? Let's give it a go, let's give it a bash. So, it's going to be probably a lot... Well, here's the thing. Most of my Let's Plays, of those of you who do follow this channel already, you'll probably be familiar with the way these Let's Plays work. I try and role-play a bit. I don't take it to some of the ludicrous lengths that other people prefer to. I just can't take myself seriously enough to do it. So... but I do try and get into the head of the character I'm playing and try and do things in a vaguely realistic sort of a way. However, the thing about Fallout 4 is it's a bit of a different game. It's sort of a slightly different breed to a lot of the other Bethesda games I've played in the past, in a whole bunch of different ways, and that will probably affect the way this playthrough goes. I mean, one obvious big difference is that we have a voice protagonist now, and I've decided, instead of deleting it from the game and installing a mod that would basically get rid of the voice protagonist and replace it with, you know, nothing, I decided to actually just embrace la différence, as they say in France, and actually, you know, roll with it. Fuck it, why not? I've only played Fallout 4 through once. That was basically back when it was released. I played it with a male character, so I've never been able to hear any of the female characters' voice acting, so that's one reason to play the game again. And as a lady character, I get to have a character who's voiced by someone else other than me, which is pretty cool, if you ask me, actually. So, yeah. That's one big difference. The other big difference, obviously, of course, is with a lot of the previous games, particularly Fallout New Vegas, it's all a bit story-focused. It's all about the quest lines and that sort of thing. Whereas with Fallout 4, that's not quite so much the case. The meat of this game is really based more around the building and crafting system. And as a result, that is what a lot of this Let's Play is going to be. It's going to be a lot of open-world scavenging and crafting and settlement building, I think, because, I mean, sure, when I played this game the first time around, I did plenty of scavenging and crafting and stuff. Maybe not that much, actually, but I still did it. But the settlement building is something I really never actually got into at all. I think I only really made one settlement in the entire time I played the game, and it wasn't really a settlement so much as it was a glorified player home, really, ultimately. So that's definitely something, since that's such a big deal in this game, it's definitely something I want to be doing a lot of this time around, so... I can appreciate, and this is one of the reasons people obviously are not particularly happy with this game compared to some of the previous ones, I can appreciate that some people don't actually like that sort of thing. They find it a little bit boring, if not to play, then definitely to watch. And if that's the case, then I do apologize. I mean, you know, everyone's got an opinion on Fallout 4 by this point, so you knew what you were getting into when you clicked on this video. But, yeah, you know, that's the way it's going to be. It's going to be probably ultra slow-paced, with a lot of scavenging and exploring and building going on, to be honest with you, more than anything else. And so if that's not your cup of tea, then I do apologize. The only alternative was really just to wait another 3 years for a bunch of people to make some really in-depth quest mods and stuff to flesh the game out a bit in that respect. But I don't know if that's ever really going to happen on a particularly large scale, to be honest with you, but we'll see, I guess. Speaking of mods, though, I do actually have at least one sort of big-ish quest mod. But I won't necessarily spoil that. All the mods will be listed in the description, hopefully in load order, if I can get off my lazy arse and type them all out that way. Yeah, hopefully in load order. I'm using Nexus Mod Manager for Fallout 4. I usually use Mod Organizer for the other games, but I'm using Nexus Mod Manager because I'm a lazy bastard and I can't remember how Mod Organizer works. It's been so long since I actually really used it, so... yeah, all the mods even will be listed... I can't even English right now. I can't English at all. All the mods will be listed below in the description of the video. Feel free to go over them. You experts out there, feel free to... bear in mind, I've not really played Fallout 4 at all since it was released. Not properly, anyway, so I'm a bit out of the loop when it comes to all this stuff. So if any of you experts spot any mods down there that might cause problems, speak now or forever hold your peace, basically. Well, actually, that's not really true. Speak now or speak whenever you like, actually, but it would be helpful if you told me now at the start of the series where I can quickly go back and restart and redo things as and when is necessary. I think Fallout 4 is pretty stable when it comes to modding and stuff, generally speaking. But yeah, I'd rather, start as we mean to go on. The mods thing, I don't want to have to start removing stuff. Adding mods isn't really that big a deal, but removing stuff mid-playthrough now, that's where we might have problems. So if there's something really super bad that's going to cause epic crashes and a memory bloat and all sorts of horrible things like that in my load order right now, you better bloody tell me now while I can still do something about it. So, yeah. Otherwise... that's about it, really. I'm trying to think of mods I've got. They're mostly not particularly big ones, actually. Nothing terribly huge. I guess the biggest one I've got is I think it's called the War Never Changes Overhaul, which rebalances the combat and all sorts of and the perks and things like that in a bit of a Project Nevada kind of a way. If you're familiar with the Fallout New Vegas, I think that's probably the biggest single mod I've got. And the rest of it's just sort of little things, things that add new interiors to explore and things like that. Some things that add new crafting options. That sort of shit, basically. Lots of little tweaks that make the game a little bit nicer, generally speaking. And I think I got maybe one or two graphical mods here and there. I've got one, obviously, that redoes some of the grass and stuff in the game. And the shrubbery, as you may have already noticed. Which I'm still not 100% sold on, but I kind of like it so far. I like what it does with the game world. It makes it a bit more green and a bit more lush and a bit more woody, I guess, honestly. In stark comparison to, say, New Vegas, which is the other Fallout game I'm Let's Playing at the moment, which is all just totally desert all the time. Well, 90% of the time anyway. So it's a nice contrast. I'm aware that you can get others as well. One that makes the entire map covered in snow, and another one which turns it into a desert. But I felt like those mods might fuck with the gameplay a little bit too much. With nav meshes and things like that for NPCs, all sorts of weird stuff. As cool as they do look, though, admittedly. But anyway, so damn it, I'm trying to think of stuff, but I'm not sitting here with notes or a script or anything, so I'm probably going to forget all sorts of shit. That I don't remember to mention now, and then I'll remember while I'm actually building the video in Sony Vegas. But never mind. I'll just, stick some comments below the video and pin them so people can see them or whatever. If I come across any new pertinent information. But that's it, basically. It's a standard approach. We'll be kind of role-playing, but in a relaxed, fun way that doesn't suck all the fun out of it, for me at least. And yeah, there's going to be a lot of faffing, basically. That's what I'd call it, really. Ultimately, a lot less focus on questing, and a lot more on faffing. So, unfortunately, if faffing is not your thing, this probably isn't the LP for you. But if faffing is your thing, if you love a bit of faffing, as I do, then hopefully you'll enjoy this quite a bit. And that's really it, I suppose. Other than to say that I've got all the DLC, so no worries there. And yeah, I'll provide you with the load order down in the bottom. And that's kind of it, really. So I'll be back with episode 2, or possibly episode 1 if I'd decided to call the previous one like a prelude or something. But either way, yep, I'll see you for the next episode, and we'll actually start playing the actual game properly now that we're out of the whole scripted intro thing, which again, like I said, you've probably all seen a million times before, so sorry about that, but hey. I do believe in showing the game in its entirety, for completeness' sake, unless I'm using an alternate style mod. Which I did consider. I definitely considered it, but then I decided kind of against it, because this game, for better or worse, and in most people's opinion probably for the worst, it's very much tied to its main storyline. A lot of the dialogue is, a lot of the quests are, all that sort of stuff. It's all kind of tied into the main storyline, and therefore I decided, you know what? Yeah, we're going to go with the Sole Survivor start, with a bit of a twist on it, which you will have no doubt noticed in the intro to the LP for sure. Bit of a twist on it, but ultimately, yeah, it is the same old intro that I'm sure many of you are very, very familiar with already. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's my little ramble over with. I'm guessing you're all probably glad I didn't do this at the start of the first video. Just a hunch, but I think you're probably glad I split this off into a second one. So anyway, yeah. Folks, I'll catch you next time. Thanks very much for watching. Bye-bye. Oh, shit. Yeah, there was one other thing. Now that I've gone and recorded the outro, GG. Well done, Dave. There was one other fairly freaking obvious thing that just crossed my mind as I hit the stop record button, which is I'm playing this on survival difficulty, and I've got a mod that lets me, you know, actually save and quick save the game normally, even when I'm in survival difficulty mode, which is just nice and great and everything. So, yeah, that's the other thing, playing it in survival difficulty, which, combined with the other mods that I've got, particularly that big gameplay overhaul, actually makes the game super fucking difficult. We will learn to fear and respect bloat flies for probably the first time ever in a Fallout game, just to give you an idea. So, yeah. Anyway, that's about it. That really is it this time. So anyway, toodle pip everyone, and I'll catch you next time, for reals this time. Bye!